This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know. Yeah, whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up.
What up,
Beaches?
Beaches?
We bagged up. True love, we stay manned up.
I like them swole, baby. Swole babies in the house. Papa Swoleo, baby. Swoleo, baby. We's on fire. Again. And again and again and again. We're gonna do it again. And we'll do it again. And we'll do it again.
Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack.
Oh yeah. Do we got a lot of people? We got a lot of people coming in. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for some more fucking fire? Don't say no. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, Boosh. Don't be a Boosh. Hashtag no Boosh is allowed. Boosh.beesh.com. Yeah. Fitness without the bullshit.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping.
Is it now?
The bacon is sizzling.
You don't say.
Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Huh. Well, I'll be damned. Testing. Test, testing, testicles. Testing testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 923 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, slaycast, calorie-cast, healthcast, coffeecast. In the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Did you like it that way? Do you like it when I draw it out? Or do you like it when I just shove it in? I don't know. Your choice. Drop in the comments below because I really give a fuck about your opinions. Just kidding. I don't. I do. I don't. It's hard for me. I don't know which one's right or which one's wrong. But I chances are I probably don't care about your opinions, but I really do care about your opinions because I want you to love this show. I want you to love the Swolecast. I want you to love the podcast. I want you to fucking love it. At the same time, if you don't, go on with your day. Go do something else. Go do something else. You don't have to be here. There's other things to do. But we are here. And those of us that do want to be here, which is all of us, we're going to crush this one today. Calories versus health. So, first off, shut up and talk. Oh, bro chacho, you fucking boosh. So today, yesterday we discussed You versus The Rock. If you missed 922, absolutely fucking go check it out. 922 was lit like a tit. It was just nips on nips on nips. And if you didn't listen to it, for shame. For shame. Oh, shame. It is so good. It is so good. It's awesome. it'll set you straight. Anytime you feel like you're getting off track and you're getting distracted by what other people are doing, and trust me, you're getting more distracted than you think. You're getting more distracted than you think because we're always with the fucking phones in front of our faces. Always. We're always with the phones in front of our faces, and we're always looking at stuff. And sometimes, especially when I'm making a poop, I'm on the Instagram and I'm answering questions and comments and stuff like that. But I get wrapped up. You go down that rabbit hole, right? And tell me if this is you or if you've done this before. You see a post that someone, I don't know, that you haven't talked to in a while, or someone that you follow, whatever, and they tag someone else or something. So then you click on that, and then you see their stuff, and then you click on their profile, and then you see a picture, and then and you start going down this, and you start seeing suggestions, and you don't even know where the hell you are after like 5 or 10 minutes. Like, what the fuck am I doing in my life? Then you realize you're getting wrapped up in someone else's shit. I know you've done it. And the social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, I mean, same thing now, but they do that on purpose, right? It's easy just to keep on going and going and going. And it's easy to go down that rabbit hole. It's very, very easy. And without you realizing it, you're just absorbing all of this bullshit fucking content that has no bearing in your life. Absolutely no bearing in your life. There's no reason for you to watch it. There's no reason for you to look at it. There's no value from it. It's people posting stupid pictures. It's people that, I don't know. I mean, it could be fitness people. It could be someone that's posing near their new car, right? A fancy car or something that they bought, something that they rented. It's just, you're going to be inundated and submerge yourself with bullshit. So don't get lost in it. Don't get lost in The Rock's Instagram. All right, that was pretty much what yesterday's episode was all about. People comparing themselves to The Rock, making excuses because one person on planet Earth does something a certain way. You got to find your own path. So in the same vein, I'm not going to go talking about everything from yesterday's episode. You got to do your due diligence and go listen to it or watch it. So 922, You versus The Rock. Today is calories versus health. And I want to clarify some more topics and issues that have come from yesterday's episode and the posts I've been doing on Instagram. There's always a debate about cheat meals, and people are getting really, really twisted up and really severe misconceptions about what a cheat meal is. And because in the post I listed two things, for example, I listed Sour Patch Kids and beer. By no stretch am I calling that a cheat meal. By no stretch am I calling that the only thing that I was eating wrong. It was just what I put in the post. So you always have these fuck bronies. We'll call them jabronis that are fucking idiots. We'll call them fuck bronies. Those people that will nitpick and just look for some type of grammar or one word they can pick out so they can win. So they can say something and be, okay, the winner of an argument, which they're making up in their own mind. And because of that, you get these kind of back and forths, and people that are dropping responses to them, and everyone's dropping in each other's comments and replying to each other. And it dawned on me that people don't really understand fundamentally the difference between caloric intake and health. And that's a big reason why I make this foundational push and I talk about elimination and quality over quantity. So we're going to talk about it today and make sure there's absolutely no confusion about what I'm talking about and what the difference is between calories and health. Because when you're eating something and you're only looking at the caloric value, that is a very dangerous game to play. Some people can get results like that. Some people do. But it doesn't mean that they're not fucking rotting on the inside. It doesn't mean they're not going to get cancer. It doesn't mean they're not going to have heart disease. Just because you have abs doesn't mean you are healthy. And when we look at only the number, and when we look at only the macros and the splits, it's a dangerous game because most of the food that we're consuming is not real. Say it with me now. Most of the food that we're consuming is not real. That's right. It's made in a fucking lab. Either it's genetically modified, it's packaged, it's artificial, it's processed. You're getting fake food. You're getting things that are not natural to your body. The human body is a natural body, and you're eating foods that it's not evolved to consume, and especially in these large quantities and frequencies. So you can make all the excuses you want, but I want to clarify that the calories, the energy, is not the only thing that matters. That doesn't determine health. Since when did that matter? Since when did energy balance make or break health? That's bullshit. Just because you're eating the right amount of calories, or you think you are, it doesn't mean you're healthy. It doesn't mean you're healthy. You could be eating 2,000 calories a day of garbage. It doesn't mean you're healthy. If it fits your fucking macros, you can eat some pretty damn shitty macros. You can have shitty fat, you can have shitty carbs, and you can get shitty sources of protein. And you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to lose weight. It's a stupid fucking way to approach your fitness. It's a stupid fucking way to approach your fitness. And that's where it diverges, right? It's like the multiverse theory. And that is the theory that there's multiple universes, right? So if we talk about like a layered multiverse, and I'm not going to get too much into this like space, fucking philosophical talk, but it's almost like there's another reality laid on top of what we're discussing here, right? There's health and fitness. We call it the health and fitness industry. And then there's like this layer on top of it that just as a smoke screen covers what real health and fitness actually is. Because what I see in health and fitness is anything but fucking health and fitness. It's people just having these little petty arguments. It's bullshit about spot reducing fat that's going around on YouTube. Just stupid fucking shit because no one has anything intelligent to say. No one has anything of value to say. People are just trying to make a quick buck and get attention. And guess what? That's okay. That's what social media, making videos and content. Anytime you make a video, doing a podcast, whatever you're doing, you're trying to get attention. You're trying to get people to listen and check you out. However, there's a lot of people monetizing this stuff and trying to sell supplements and these fucking diet plans or whatever you want to call them that revolve around this very, very simplified principle, fitting your macros, calorie and energy balance. That is a portion of the concern. It's a portion of the entire process. It's not the process. It's not the pin. It's not the axis of what you should be focusing on. It's not the center point. It's absolutely not. Does it matter? Sure. You need to be making sure that you're getting in sufficient energy to fuel your lifestyle. If you're not as active, you don't need as much energy. Makes sense. If you're very active, you need more energy. Wow, tell us more, Mr. Science. It's common sense. Now, when we look at what you're consuming, you can comprise that energy of a lot of different shit. So the difference between calories and health is drastic. And if you're playing the calorie game, you can very easily lose sight of the health game, and most people do. It's just completely the wrong approach. It's completely the wrong angle and perspective for fitness, okay, and health, because it isn't. That isn't the center point. But it's very easy to promote that. It's very easy to discuss calories. It's very easy to sell someone something that makes them feel okay. I don't have to give up my shit. I can cheat, right? I can cheat. I can have a little bit of this. I can dabble a little bit in that. I can have this once a week if I just don't eat too much of this. But we've talked about it yesterday. It's like giving a drug addict a little bit of drugs. It's not good for you. And when it's fundamentally not fuel for your body, when it's fundamentally not real food, how is that helping you? And, I get comments saying like, well, this scientist and this professional says you can eat candy and this, that, and the other. And I've done that too. I used to have Sour Patch Kids after a workout. You trick yourself. Oh, afterwards I can get my glycogen in. Oh, it's going to help me get pumped. I am just as big. I'm just as muscular. I'm just as lean. I'm just as strong as I was when I was doing it. And I haven't been doing it for a long time. You get into these ruts where you can convince yourself of anything. You can maintain muscle mass and performance and trick yourself into thinking, oh, I can do this. This is healthy. So then you start eating, I started eating like a little bit of Sour Patch Kids, and I was starting eating like a bag every time I worked out. You're just like pounding them and working out, and it's bullshit. And yeah, I looked good and I was fine, but come on, it's not good for my body. It's not good for my mental focus. It's not good for my system. It's not good for my intestines. My body can do better. So it's about pursuing not getting away with shit. And a lot of people are trying just to get by, trying to get by with your job, get by with your relationships, get by with everything. You're trying to just do just enough. It's a plague that is really running our country through the fucking ringer, because it's the same people and the same concept, the same mentality of those that want to blame other people, that don't want to take responsibility. It's very easy to kind of go, and kind of do a little bit and expect great results. Okay. Well, I can have a cheat meal. No wonder why you're not getting great results, because you're eating crap once a week. It's a big portion of your entire intake. 1 day a week is a huge portion of it, and it adds up. You don't want to give yourself, or you don't want to give any credibility, and you don't want to give any leverage to any opposing forces when you're trying to make progress, because you have enough going against you already. You have enough going against you. You have life out there. Life doesn't give a fuck if you have abs. No one cares if you have abs. No one cares. Your friends don't give a shit if you have fucking abs or not. Your boss, your friend, no one gives a shit if you have a six pack. Yet everyone wants that fucking shit. No one cares if you have a nice car, yet you still want that fucking shit. It's amazing what we want when no one gives a fuck about anyone else but themselves. No one cares what you look like, really. No one really gives a shit. You do, and you think everyone else does, and everyone else is looking down on you. No, they're not. They're worried about their own shit. No one fucking cares about you. Okay? No one cares about me. No one cares. All right. You might have one or two people that actually do care, right? Your spouse, hopefully some people are really close to you, give a shit. But you know, in the end, you still care about yourself. You still have to look out for yourself and take care of yourself. So everyone's posturing online. Everyone's trying to pretend like they're doing something, or they're trying to go after something that they think other people are going to value them for, right? Like having abs. First off, having a six pack, having abs is not a measurement of health. In no way, shape, or form is having a six pack and having visible abdominal muscles a measurement of health. It's not. Having excessive body fat, right? Having excessive storage of fat around the midsection is a good sign that you are not healthy. However, you don't have to have a visible six pack to be healthy. You don't want to have excess fat, but you don't have to be fucking shredded to the bone. We're associating that with health. And people go to these caloric extremes, extreme caloric restriction. They go on these really hardcore, rigid diets. Let me just eat rice, chicken, and broccoli. I wonder why you're not fucking healthy. I wonder why you're not getting results, because you're not eating quality food. Just garbage chicken, you're microwaving your broccoli, and you're having bland old fucking rice. No wonder you're not getting amazing results, because you're not getting real nutrients. You know, chicken's the weak fucking meat. You're not getting any quality. You really aren't. Okay, you're not getting quality fats. You're not getting all these micronutrients that you can get from, you know, a broader spectrum of intake. But people just think that if I'm shredded, I'm healthy. If I'm shredded, it's fitness. If I'm lean. I want to see veins. How do I get this bigger? How do I get that bigger? I am very transparent about the aesthetic approach. Okay, I like training for aesthetics. I like to look a certain way. I like to have balance and proportion with the body. That's how I train. It's like that kind of subtle undertone with my training that is the bodybuilding approach, to evenly build the body, not to have anything lopsided. I'm not trying to train to be an athlete. I don't need to excel to be on a bike. I don't need to excel to be in the water swimming. I like to do those things, but I don't have to perform and win like a race, okay? I don't have to run to compete. So the aesthetic approach is fine. It also encourages good balance and good training techniques in order and approach and programming to build the muscles and build the body evenly and proportionate. Okay. Obviously, you know, I'm a big, you know, promoter of meditation, of yoga, of tying all that in together. So it's not just, oh, look good, but just remember that what are you really trying to accomplish here? What's your end goal? Do you want to be healthy? Or do you want to have this illusion that you're healthy? Because you can do a lot of drugs. You can do a lot of, you know, sketchy shit. You could do a lot of crash and, you know, fucking really extreme things with your nutrition and your training and look a certain way, but most certainly not be healthy. A lot of these professional bodybuilders are just, you know, they're just fucking bowls of chemicals. They're literally just walking chemical organisms. And their skin is low quality. They're just pumping tons of shit and growth hormone, all this different stuff. They're not healthy. They're super muscular. They're super lean. and it's super unnatural. And that's why a lot of these people have fucking heart attacks and they die young and they're fucking crippled as they get older because they overload their body too much and their tendons, their connective tissues shot and their cartilage is fucked up. It happens. It happens, you know? So what is real health? And if you study exercise physiology, if you observe what the real problem is as people get older, and a lot of you might not have this experience. You might not have grandparents or great-grandparents in your life. You might not have spent a lot of time around older people. I have trained geriatric populations for years, and there's some scary shit that comes around. All the medication, all the immobility, this is the stuff that makes people feel like, oh, you only live once, life is short. Life is very long, in my opinion, if you're doing things worth valuing. And life can be a lot longer if you make it a functional life. If you are beating yourself into the ground for 30 years, the back nine is going to be pretty rough for you. You know, we're not dead at 40 or 50. I'm 35. I feel fucking great. I'm going to be lifting for a long time. My approach has changed as I've gotten older because it's important to understand your mortality, understand what your body needs and how you are going to grow emotionally and physically in the next phase of your life. And it's very important to have that kind of self-awareness because as you get older, first off, it takes longer to recover. Your body does slow down a little bit. It's harder to maintain. It doesn't mean you shouldn't train hard. Doesn't mean you can't lift hard. Doesn't mean you can't be a beast. I fucking go to the gym. I crush it. But I'm aware of recovery times. It's different than when you're 20, when you're 30, when you're 40, when you're 50. You need to start thinking about being mobile. You need to start thinking about how you are going to be and function when you're 60, 70, 80. You have another lifetime or two to come. Are you prepared for that? Okay? So true health and pursuing health is functioning. It's doing what you love the entirety of your life, whether you're 80 or whether you're 30. You should be able to walk. You should be able to do the things that help. You should be able to live. You don't want to be in a fucking wheelchair. There are always those situations and circumstances that are out of your control. And that's exactly why we're here, because a lot of shit is out of your control. You can't control life. You can't control what everyone else does. So if there's an accident and then you're wheelchair bound or you're in a shit happens, right? It's chaos. It's things that just fucking happen. But a lot of this stuff can be prevented. I posted on Instagram and Facebook earlier today. You probably saw it. You know, the little meme, right? The fat family that's in the supermarket and you've seen it. The overweight father. I mean, I will say overweight, the fat father, the fat mother, and the fat fucking 8-year-old kid pushing a shopping cart. And there's just chips, there's Cheez-Its, there's fucking soda, there's just junk. Just fucking, there's nothing of value. It's just cookies, chips, garbage in the shopping cart. Like, these are the choices that we make. So for example, if you're focusing on calories, you're going to be eating a lot of shit food. You don't have to be obese to get diabetes. You don't have to be obese to get heart disease. Obesity is a really strong indicator that you're going to have some serious fucking problems. Does it mean that if you're obese, you're automatically going to have all these things? Not necessarily, but there's an extremely high probability that you're going to have complications and some type of metabolic issues because it's just science and the way our organism works. Okay? If you eat in excess and you pack on and you pack on and you're not eating quality foods, it's not just the caloric intake. It's what you're consuming. That needs to be the main consideration. So when we talk about cheat meals, I'm not just talking about, and make sure that you understand this, I'm not talking about upping the calories one day a week. Like, okay, if you are in a caloric deficit, one day a week, you know, you carb up and you eat more. Okay, cool. You can eat the right foods and just up the calories and then boom, kind of give yourself a little boost or giving yourself a little bit of like a shock. All right, you're going with a caloric deficit for a week and all of a sudden, boom, one day you up the calories. Doesn't mean you have to up the calories with pizza, soda, chips, and garbage. You can up the calories with what foods are best for your body. Just eat more real food, consume more actual energy. When it comes to a cheat meal, if you're considering caloric surplus a cheat meal, it depends on how you're defining a cheat meal. There's cheat foods. There's a cheat meal. Because I had someone in the comments saying, well, if you're doing a cheat meal proper, you're still getting the micronutrients and macro. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? People just get so defensive about things they don't want to give up. They want to try to find some rationality for eating bad shit. If you're eating Burger King, you're getting fat, carbs, and protein. Do you think that's better than having some grass-fed beef, a sweet potato, and a big old salad with broccoli sprouts and fucking avocado and shit? Do you think it's better? You're still getting all the macros in both. You tell me which is better. It's just a lot harder to eat excessive calories, and it might not tickle your taste buds the same way, but God fucking damn it, it's better for you. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. It's just not good for you. It's literally door number one. It's the Matrix, right? You choose a pill, you choose a door, you choose a path. There's one that you know is not good for you, and one that is very likely good for you, at least in relative nature, okay? You don't have to eat grass-fed beef, all right? I'm not saying that's just what I do. But what I'm telling you is there's real food and there's fake food. That's it. Real food. There's real food and there's fake make-believe food. There's a large disparity between survival and thriving, survival and actual health. Most of the people that you see around you in the supermarkets, at the store, at the gym are surviving. Their body is defending themselves. Their bodies, let me reword that. Their body is defending itself against the food and their lifestyle habits. When they're going out drinking with their friends, their body is trying to protect itself. It's trying to get rid of all the alcohol and oxidize it and put the fat somewhere in the calories and move it out and flush the body. And it's interrupting the diuretic hormone, so you have to piss. It's trying to balance it out. It's trying to get more water, but you're not drinking water. So you have a headache and you're dehydrated and you feel hungover. So what do you do when you wake up? Oh, I have a beer. It cures the hangover. Stupid shit. And then, you have this cycle and then you're eating crap and your body is like, oh, I have all this junk food and I'm trying to put the carbs here somewhere and there's vegetable oils, so I don't know what to do with this. And your body is just defending. Think about it. It's reacting. It's reacting. It's like as if you were standing there with a tennis racket and someone is just hitting balls at you and you're like, oh shit, it's over here. Oh shit, it's over here. It's a reaction. Your body is reacting to what you're giving it and just doing the best it can. So when you see overweight people that are eating garbage, their body is literally just defending itself and it doesn't have anywhere else to put this shit but on their stomach, on their legs. It makes people fat. It's doing its best. The body is always trying to do its best to survive. Remember, live another day so you can fuck and make more human beings, which people are doing way too much of, way too many babies. Way too many people are having babies. Way too much reproducing going on. No joke. Start pulling out, fam. There's a lot of people having kids, way too many fucking kids. And even more people that should not be having more kids. That's another shame, right? When you see a couple people and you see a kid and you're like, fuck, there's going to be more of that in the gene pool. God damn. That felt good to say. This is so fucked up. And it's so true at the same time. Too many people, too much shit. And that's why we're making food at this rate. That's why we're making all this fake food. Because there's so many people. We have to create all this stuff. A lot of it's junk, though. A lot of it's junk. Where's the real food in the supermarket? Where do you find it? Even a lot of the plants and the vegetables and shit are genetically modified. Even the real food's not real. Every single aisle has fake shit. There aren't really many aisles with anything real in it. It's just things in boxes, things that are preserved, things that are artificial, and they can stay on a shelf for 2 years or in a can and not go bad. I mean, some things in cans are that's just how they're distributed and stuff like that. But, right? I mean, come on. Come on, go to the supermarket. Just look at things. Look at things. Where could you find that in nature? Where could you find that? Anything in the aisles. Where could you ever find that? You don't find chips hanging anywhere on a tree. Right? If you look at a sweet potato, you look at that shit and like that thing comes from the fucking ground. A lot of times it has dirt on it still. I love that shit. I got dirt on my sweet potato. Good. I like to know that's not grown in a fucking lab, right? You take it, you wash it, you fucking cook it, and you fucking eat it. Even the meat. I know we're separated from the meat industry and we're sheltered from it, and most people don't hunt and cut and clean their own meat. I don't. I don't know how to do that. I didn't grow up doing that. I respect people that do, but it comes from nature. It's the hierarchy, okay? It's survival of the fittest. It's the food chain. We won. We won. A lot of people and the animal lovers and vegans and stuff don't want to admit that human beings, we won. We are the champion. We are the champion of evolution so far. Nature still wins overall. We are the winners. And we can do what we want to do. We don't always make the right decisions. And I don't know. I don't really necessarily want to hate on the food industry because it's keeping everyone alive. And at the same time, it's giving a lot of people shittier food. So it's keeping the food that I like at a more affordable price. So I like that. If everyone was going after grass-fed beef, it'd be pretty hard to feed everyone. So I thank all of you for eating garbage food. So let's think about it that way. Those of us that want to be healthy, we're able to pursue food at a decent price because a lot of people prefer the Tostitos. So that's a good thing. You know, if you want to look at the bright side of things. But just don't confuse calories with health. Don't confuse calorie counting with actual health. It's not the same thing. No, I am not saying that you can just eat as much as you want, but here's why, another reason why I am a big fan of focusing on the quality. How many of you eat really, really clean? You know, you eat the right foods, you've done elimination, like you do it right. How many of you try to eat in excess? Like you get full. If you're eating really quality fats, carbs, protein, it's very, very hard to overeat. And think about this, right? You wake up, you only have so much time, you meal prep, but you're going and you're exercising, right? You're working out for an hour or two, at least a few times a week. You know, let's say an hour a day. Like you're exercising, you're eating healthy, real food. You're not going to eat like by accident 4,000 fucking calories and just get fat. You're not going to want 2 sweet potatoes when you sit down to eat. It's really hard. You get full. You don't want another one. You don't want more. You don't want to eat like 10 pounds. It's like, oh my God, I stopped. I sat down. I just couldn't help myself. I just lost track of time and I ate 10 pounds of steak. I don't know where it went. I just ate fucking, 5 bowls of broccoli and 4 sweet potatoes in one sitting. It's like, you never see anyone slap their stomach and be like, oh yeah, put on a few weight, a few pounds since last time I saw you. Too many sweet potatoes. Meh. Said no one ever. Too much steak. Said no one ever. Too much salad. Too many vegetables. Said no one ever. It's always beer. It's always too much pizza. All this pasta, right? It's the stuff that's processed that your body can't send signals fast enough. It's the bloating. It's the quality. It's the inflammation from the foods that aren't working well with your body. It's the foods that spike insulin that you can eat really quickly and the signals of fullness are interrupted. The receptors are interrupted. So you overeat. It's all those things. It's all those things. Try eating really, really solid, clean, healthy food. Try bulking. I fucking dare you. And I want to use the example of what you see and who you see that's getting bigger, staying relatively lean, doing it the right way. How many of those people do you see? Far, 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 far and few between. You know why? Because it's fucking hard and no one does it. That's why. It's not a mystery. It's not a mystery. There's no question why it doesn't happen because it's hard to overeat that shit. It's hard to overeat quality food. It's hard. Well, I say, why have a bellyache? Some people want to bulk. Some people want to gain. And that's why people eat shit because it's easy to get excess calories, but then they gain fat and they're fucking up their bodies. Most people never do it because it's hard. It's literally, when you're having junk food, it's almost pleasurable, right? Because you get that initial response, you get that injection, that dopamine release, and that sugar spike, and that insulin release, you get that. So it's nice to just fucking pound ice cream and pizza and blah, 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 blah. You feel like shit afterward, but it's okay. You just fucking eat that stuff. You don't want to eat more healthy food because your body is like, I'm good. My stomach is full. Like, you're stuffed. You don't want to stretch your fucking stomach out. Like, you're full. You don't want to eat more. But when you're bulking, if you're trying to put on size and muscle, guess what? Doesn't fucking matter. It's time to eat, bro. Why do you think bulking? Why do you think the whole concept of eating 5, 6, 7 meals a day? Yeah, it's hard to eat that many calories with good food. So you have to break it up into 5, 6, or 7 meals a day. Try eating 2,000 calories of beef, sweet potatoes, and fucking broccoli. Ain't gonna happen. Try it. You'll fucking die trying. You'll die trying. So you're not getting the right signals because of the quality. The quality will interrupt your ability to judge your fullness. The quality will interrupt your body's natural function when dealing with inflammation. Your body is going to suffer the consequences of your choices. If you're healthy and you're clean a lot of the time, and hey, you've seen a lot of results and you want to have a beer and you want to have a slice of pizza or some fucking ice cream, fine. Maybe you'll have the shits, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll start having a migraine, maybe you won't. Maybe you can tolerate things. If you have a healthier gut biome and you're healthier overall, you have a healthier digestive system, when you introduce, quote, invaders into your system, there's less of a risk of flare-ups and issues because your gut isn't porous. You have better defense mechanisms. Your body is healthier. The majority of your immune response and your immune system is your digestive system. So this neural connection between the gut and the brain, like, it's very powerful with how you feel. If you feel in a good mood, in a bad mood, depression directly links to food. There's a lot of issues that we're discovering are triggered by food and the quality and the health of your gut. And this is not something that just changes overnight. You can make drastic changes, but a lot of the stuff is overhauled over weeks and years and cultivated like an entire ecosystem, like a garden. Okay. You have trillions of bacteria and you need to have good ones functioning to balance out the bad. All right? That's why antibiotics are so dangerous, because it's like a nuclear weapon into your gut and can fuck people up more than the actual issue that you had, the reason why you take antibiotics. So that's a last line of defense. You really want to stay away from that at all cost. So, gaining is hard. That's why I always focus on the quality, because you're not going to really have to count calories, especially at the beginning. Your body's going to readjust, and then you can take a look at what you're consuming and see if you need to tweak things or cut things down or add a little bit more. But at a fundamental level, when you're eating the right foods and you're resetting, you're eating real food, you're not going to have to worry about overeating, because your body will tell you, I'm fucking good. I'm good. 0 people where I'm located. Yeah, people aren't big and lean naturally because they don't do it. It's not easy. I say, hey, overeat a little bit every day. And as you get bigger, you have to overeat a little bit more every day while you train hard for fucking years. Yeah, that's why people don't get results, because they don't do it. They don't do it. Most people are mental midgets with no willpower. Ooh, I like that, mental midgets. Eric, I was watching a Q&A on YouTube. Someone asked about hard gainers putting on weight. He said, add in ice cream. Sounds like a fucktard. Who was that? Whoever said that's not too intelligent. It's not incorrect, but that person's going to be just fucking pounding sugar and crap. Do you want to gain weight? That's just garbage, because that doesn't put on muscle. It puts on fat. You're just going to gain fat. And when it comes to gaining, you don't have to be eating a 2,000 calorie a day surplus. It only needs to be like a few hundred calories. And the reason why, because if you're eating real food, a couple hundred calories is like another half a plate of food. It's a lot. It's a lot extra, especially when it's real calorically dense food. Just don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. It's not a numbers game. It's not a numbers game. That's higher level. At the base, it's quality. It's quality. It's not quantity. All right. Good shit. Good shit. What else we got going on? It's Thursday. Next week is Thanksgiving. Yay. Another reason for people to stuff their fat fucking faces. Well, one day a year is okay. If you think you earned it, have fun with family. We'll talk more about that. I'll rage about that. But it's always good to see family. Just, don't go over the deep end. Understand your limitations. It was probably V-Shred. Clown. So let's see. Tonight, those of you that are in Swole X Masterclass, new releases. So some of the new releases got going on. New virtual trainer, a few brand new arm workouts, some new videos, instructional videos, a bunch of things I'm releasing, and I'm going to break all that stuff down to you tonight. So those of you that are in Swole X, streaming it live in the private Facebook group tonight, 8 p.m. If you're interested, you still got time to sign up and join. You could even get in the master classes in the private group and get all this content and get the latest and the greatest. Super fucking awesome community. You can get your 7-day free trial. Still going. We're going strong, but that's tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you can learn more about that, swolenormousx.com. And yeah, it's just another Thursday, another day in the life, making gains. Today is an off day for me at the gym. Did 3 in a row, did yoga today. And this is part of like a new program that I am putting out for Swole X. So it's a good one. There's a good one. I had 3 days today, yoga day. Tomorrow, most likely a yoga day as well, mobility and stuff. So I'll do some foam rolling, do my mobility, do my yoga. Felt good, did some this morning. I'll do some more in a little bit after sitting down for a while. I like to get mobilized. But make sure you're not, if you're not following me on Instagram, plug in. I'll be doing some more stories today, some more stuff on my ball, rolling around. Wheels up to the Caribbean. Catch y'all next week. Nice. A little vacation. Looks good. Shannon, what time do you go live? I don't have a time. Make sure that you plug in and hit your notifications so you catch me. What days? Every fucking day. Every day podcast. Every day. Raining, snowing, holidays, New Year. Fuck every day. Every day. Episode 923. Thus aptly titled The Daily Swole. Every single day. And make sure you turn your notifications, turn your post notifications on Instagram. You know, make sure you have that, your settings, Facebook, Instagram, you can set all that. So if you don't get your notifications right away, it's because you didn't update your settings. So you can prioritize my page and you'll get notified when I go live. You can also subscribe free to the Daily Swole Club, where you get priority messages and updates and links and special stuff during the week. You can just message me on Facebook and you'll get an option prompt. It's 100% free. I don't know why everyone that messaged me doesn't do it. Some people are like, well, I don't know, I'm just asking you a couple questions before I join. Join what? It's free. It's just it's like a messenger newsletter, but it's cool. I update you, and a lot of times I'll get back into that, message you before I go live so you get your alerts, but sometimes I'll post workouts, nutrition tips, and updates on podcasts and little daily inspiration, stuff like that. So I'm watching from the Frank Church Wilderness. What's that? Frank Church? Well, I don't know what that is. Eric Kanevsky, the 300-pound bodybuilder. Never heard of him. Sounds kind of familiar, but the Evsky, there's so many people with that Evsky. I'm in South Florida, so you got all the Russians down here. Evsky is Zaevsky. Sounds vaguely familiar. But if he said eat ice cream, jabroni. Jabroni. Straight jabroni. If you're listening, you're a jabroni. Yeah, those are the people that are just promoting. That's like the bro shit, right? That's the classic, eat more, you'll gain. Eat less, you'll lose. Yeah, but there's a reason why some people do these caloric deficits. If you're watching or listening, a lot of you have done this. You've done caloric restrictions and not lost sufficient weight. Why? If you're actually doing a caloric restriction and you're not losing sufficient weight, you're not losing enough, or you don't feel good, you can lose some weight and stay bloated and still feel like shit. Like, it's not the answer. Because then you go back to eating real food and then you gain weight. Like, it fucks your hormones up. Eating the wrong shit is always wrong. It's always wrong. If it's not right, it's wrong. It's not good for your body. And everyone is going to be a little bit different. Everyone's going to react differently. Everyone's going to react differently to bread. Some people can eat a little bit and not have a catastrophic effect. Some people will eat it after eliminating it for a while and it'll fuck their day up and they'll get migraines and shit from the gluten or the wheat germ gluten. And so everyone's different. Everyone reacts with different severities. And if you don't react severely, it still doesn't mean that it's good for your body. You just might not break out in hives, but it doesn't mean that it's not affecting your weight loss or metabolism or energy levels or strength performance. You know, Down 35 pounds, physically disabled, but mentally freaking abled. Thanks for the kick in the ass. You're welcome, Christian. You're welcome. You're welcome. Frank Church Wilderness, and I still don't know. Is that like wilderness? Like you're in the woods, or is that like the name of a church? I don't know. Anyway, cool. I'm glad you're watching. Eric, if you saw him, you would understand why he would recommend that. Well, he probably eats a lot of ice cream himself. He's an extreme dirty bulker. Gross. They love soda after workouts. He'll eat donuts. Yeah. All right. Well, all right. See, how do you think that's going to work out long term? How do you think that's going to work out? How do you think that's going to work out? I mean, it's just like you're rolling the dice. Does that mean, look, there are people that smoke cigarettes every day and never get lung cancer. And there's some people that don't smoke that get lung cancer. So as I've said a million times, there's a lot of shit we don't know about the body. There's a lot of shit we don't know about genetics and DNA. That's it. Well, you say, for fuck's sake, garbage in, garbage out. Yeah, but do you understand how few people understand that? Just Google anything with fitness and reverse dieting and all this like blah, blah, blah. There are people that are making an entire business and a living off promoting these calorie bullshit fucking meals with Oreo cookies. I see it all the time. There's some fucking guy who, I don't know, I mean, he just posts like every fucking day. It's like these different like muffins and cookies and blah, blah, blah. And this oozing chocolate sauce. Oh, but sugar free. It's all shit. It's all crap. It's all this macro bullshit and this macro calories. It's funny. It's absolutely funny and it's hysterical. And it's sad because those are the people that have a big following. You know why? It's the same reason why the truth always wins, because people want to follow that shit because they want to believe. They want to believe in the magic pill. They want to believe that they can eat that shit and get away with it. They want to believe that they can eat that shit and it's not going to fuck with their brain. It's not going to fuck with their addictions. It's not going to fuck with their results. They want that excuse. They want that responsibility passed off. Oh, I can still eat this crap and get away with it because it fits my macros. They choose a diet plan based on the fucking cheat meals. They choose a diet plan that massages and puts an arm around them, that allows them to make excuses. Yeah, they're buying into it. And these people have so many followers. And all I'm doing, I'm going to keep on hammering away. And our little community is growing bigger and bigger and bigger by the day. And I'm not going to shut up because I'm not saying anything incorrect. You can take it super serious or you cannot, but I'm not lying to you. I'm not telling you to eat things and fucking weigh out poison. It's the truth. There's real food and there's fucking fake food. You make your choices. Okay? Are you going to lose your abs? Are you going to not get results right now? Maybe, maybe not. How is eating all that crap going to work out for you in 40 years when you're eating that shit a couple times a week for weeks and weeks? There's 52 fucking weeks in a year. 52 weeks, if you're doing that 2 or 3 times a week, eating crap, even in small quantities, that adds up. That's 156 times a year. If you do it 3 times a week, you multiply that by 20 years, that's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And all the pounds and pounds of shit that you're just putting into your fucking evolutionary body. You're putting all this as fucking chemicals and artificial shit and just blum, blah, blum, blah, blum. I'm not saying that you have pancakes is going to fucking give you cancer now. But if you're eating ice cream and garbage and shit for 30 fucking years, not a lot of people get cancer in their 20s or 30s. Some people do. It's unfortunate. Some people get it when they're really kids, but a lot of people get that kind of shit in their 50s and 60s and 70s. Why do you think people get cancer around that time? Why do you think people call 50, 60, 70 getting old? Because you've been fucking your body up for 40 or 50 years by that point. Things come to a head. Yes, I've seen that. Is it Dieter, your name? Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that fucking idiot. That fucking idiot, Steve Weatherford. I've seen that pop my feed. Fucking what a goon. What a fucking goon. Has a program that has all the meals you can eat at a fast food restaurants and, quote, stay healthy and make gains. He's a fucking goon. I've seen that shit. It's great clickbait. It's great clickbait. Hey, he'll get your email and then he'll try to sell you his overpriced garbage. That's what it's for. And I'm sure a lot of people jump on that. Why not, right? If I can eat garbage and get healthy, oh shit, all the stuff I can eat at fast food, cool. This NFL player says I can. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Not doing it for the right reasons. You're not helping people. You're fucking lying to them. You're not helping anyone. Not fucking helping anyone. Plus, it's fun just to fucking rage on that shit. It's so easy, and that's why it gets so frustrating, because it's like I'm not saying anything magical. I'm not saying anything magical, and I'm not making light of cancer and things like that. Quite the opposite. Take fucking control. I believe, and pardon me if the stats aren't 100% accurate, but it's like 80 to 85% of all cancer is environmental factors. Like, it's not genetic. You're not born with it. Very few people are in terms of the whole population. It's acquired by toxins and fucking fallout and breathing in fucking brake dust all the time and eating artificial foods and not exercising and eating too much and not getting sleep properly and blue light and all that stuff and light pollution and sound pollution and stress. That's why we get these diseases. That's why, because we have all this other fucking shit we expose ourselves to. So why not try to control it the best we can when we can? We can't control a lot of things in our life. We have no control. So the one of a few things that we can control, we're just going to say, fuck it. Shove in whatever. It's the only thing that's giving your body nutrients and energy, and you're going to give yourself shit. It's just mind-blowing what people do to their bodies. What is this cheat meal bullshit? I've been eating cheat meals for 37 years. I think it's time to eat something good for me, right? Most people have cheat lives. My sister's main food was hot dogs and ramen noodles. She got cancer in her 30s. I'm sorry to hear that, Shannon. But I mean, obviously you put that to prove a point. Yeah, I mean, who's to say it wasn't or was? Like, you can't just say, oh, it was this. You're biased and say, hey, I'm going to give you cancer now, and it's because you did X, Y, and Z. But that's why we're still trying to figure out all the reasons behind it, but it certainly doesn't help. Like, why give yourself less of a chance to be healthier longer? I'd love to see you call out some of these fake trainers that only get followers because of booty shorts and a sweet rack. Oh, I've done that before. I've check out my YouTube channel, my Driving While Gaining series. I've raged on yoga pants before. I like them, but I hate them too. Have I always lived well? I didn't always eat I don't consider I'm eating perfectly now. I'm eating as well as I can to feel good and to perform well and eat real food. But I used to drink more, beer more often. I would still be in shape, and I used to have more body fat because I used to bulk up and eat too much crap and chips and salsa and stuff. When I was bulking, I was still eating decent food, but there are periods where I had, nasty acid reflux because I was eating too much chicken. It was low quality chicken because, you're a fucking poor college kid and, trying to work. So I've learned stuff. It's not like I'm a fucking saint or something. It's not like I've always done perfect and I'm just like hating on people that don't do it. I've experienced it firsthand. I've helped thousands of people experience it firsthand. Most of the people that watch and comment here have done this and like, wow, I never realized this shit fucked me up. I never realized how bad my body reacts to milk or bread. I mean, it's trial and error. And like I said, not everyone's going to react the same way, but so many people just go through their life blindly, just believing some of this bullshit that gets passed around. Love your inspiration. Got me to change my diet and physical lifestyle at such a young age. Appreciate your strong will and motivation. Thank you, Master Chief. Master Chiefer. Master Chiefa. What are your thoughts on Whole30? I heard of it. I don't know the details of that plan, to be honest. You can still overdo it calories-wise, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know the details of that plan. I think they kind of yanked it from what people have told me. I just haven't had any interest in like actually Googling it. But I've heard it's like pretty much like a ripoff of like just the elimination diet. Like 30 days, like you're cutting out these things. It's pretty much like a repackaging. They made a fucking $1 billion off someone else's idea. I hate the people that lie to you and try to sell you their supplements. Of course. Hey, you got to stop eating that. You're doing that shit wrong. You want to do shit right? Take this fucking powder after you work out. It's going to help you build more muscle. How about sleeping better, eating more, and doing it for 10 years? Oh shit. Can't sell that as a powder. Atlas Steve, good question. What do I need to eat to get a sweet beard like yours, Papa? Well, first off, you don't shave. That's number one. You can't shave. Number two, I don't know what you need to eat. I mean, the foods that I eat do help with like collagen and, but I've had this. This is genetic, obviously. I mean, I just grow a beard. But my skin, good quality skin and health and vibrancy, as you can tell. Look at this beautiful face. No, I eat a lot of fat. Grass-fed beef. I eat organ meats, beef liver. I have some raw beef liver. A lot of bone broth. I love, salads, broccoli sprouts, avocado, olives. Love olives, but no preservatives. I like fermented foods like sauerkraut. I like my tea. I like my coffee. I really just don't eat a lot of junk. Like, that's all my junk food. Like, for me, like, binging is just cutting open a watermelon and just taking a spoon and fucking it up. I love watermelon. I like grapes, I like frozen bananas. So if I have like a sugar craving or I want a snack, it's usually just like some kind of like frozen fruit, like frozen grapes and stuff like that. Love those little, so it's at least I'm getting real food when I do that. That's me, a stoner pushing productivity, both mentally and physically. Nice. Speaking of dieting, whatever happened with the grease monkey guy? I think he taught Odom. Yeah. He moved to Carlos. Yeah, he was on several episodes here. He was on like episode 5, 13, and he was on a couple more. He moved to North Carolina. I've been meaning to get him on the show again, just to chat. But yeah, he moved so he's not like local anymore with me. So sad face. Love that guy. Do you take supplements and shakes? No, I don't. Every once in a while I'll have like, I don't know. I usually have like black coffee or cold brew. I used to love pre-workout, like fucking love it. But I really don't want to take any of that shit. Most of that stuff is caffeine based, but I encourage all of you, if you're going to do any of that stuff, and you want to try some of these ingredients, just get a little micro scale and actually buy the raw ingredients. So at least you're not getting all the artificial sweeteners and all the other shit. Thoughts on beta alanine? What's the latest research on it? What have people been saying? It gives you itchies, might help with endurance a little bit. I think people blow all sorts of these fucking pre-workout stuff out of proportion. Mostly they're just central nervous system stimulants, which conveniently controls muscle contraction. So you fucking amp yourself up, your heart rate's going, and you're sweating like crazy. You're getting blood flow like crazy, and you're lifting weights. Of course you're gonna go ham in the gym and have a sick pump. So, do I make my own sauerkraut? No, I don't. Oh my God, Jason. Holy shit. I fucking love, I love to hate those. It's so stupid. Jason says, I love the supplement promos where they take it in the gym. It's hilarious. Don't you love the guys that sit there on a fucking bench? They just happen to have their BCAAs. They happen to have a tub of BCAAs with them in the gym. It's just them with like a scooper, like, yeah. And there's like some fucking like professional photo of them just scooping BCAAs on the bench. Never in my entire life have I ever scooped a fucking supplement powder while sitting on a damn bench. It's so fucking cheesy. It's so cheesy. Well, people like the pre-workouts because it's just an injection of caffeine. You have a cup of coffee, it might be 80 milligrams of caffeine. You have a pre-workout, it's 300 or 400. You're going to feel fucking lit. But a lot of these stimulants and other things are putting in there because people don't want the jitters. They want a real solid, controlled, like focused. What do you mean? What the fuck does that mean? You take some random Chinese herb? It's not regulate. You're taking random shit with no studies and you're just sucking it down. Again, who knows what that's going to do long term? Would you say celery and peanut butter is too unhealthy of a snack/treat? A lot of people have issues with peanut butter. You have to have really top quality peanut butter, but peanuts are a legume, and a lot of people get inflammation from. Most people are born with peanut allergies. I think it's like 90% of people have antibodies in their system when they're born against peanut butter. I remember I read that somewhere. I read that in a book or a blog or something somewhere. I think I saw that in a tweet once. No, but a lot of people have people love peanut butter, but people love a lot of shit. People love cocaine. People love McDonald's and Burger King. So just because it grows doesn't mean it's good. Some people are really allergic, but it's a legume. So a lot of people have issues with that lectin content and stuff like that. See, there you go. Lund runs on IG, developed an almond allergy at 28. And that's, like I've said that many times before, you have to sometimes adjust. Like what you eat now might not be good in 5 years. You have to adjust. You have to listen to your body. That's why an elimination and resetting your body and paying attention is important. And if you're eating a lot of junk, you can't really see the signals. You don't know what those signals are because you're just flooding your body with a lot of artificial shit. And when it comes to snacks and treats, I feel like if you're eating real quality food and meals, you really won't want snacks. I have a lot of fat when I eat, so I'm just full. I don't really have cravings for snacks. Sometimes I just eat out of boredom, but it's still like maybe dark chocolate or something like that. Pecan butter, almond butter. I mean, some of those are better. Walnut butter. Some people have issues with cashews. And again, you know, if you don't test it with like an elimination process, you don't really know how you react to it. You can't just assume, well, I've been eating peanut butter my whole life, so I feel good. I feel good. I have it. I've been having it. That's the whole thing. If you've been having it your whole life, you don't know if it's good for you or not because your body has built up immunities and defense systems against foods that are not good for you if you've been consuming them. If they're in your environment, again, your body's defensive is going to protect itself. So the only way to know is to remove it and then reintroduce it, right? After the 4 to 6 week period, like we talked about. And then, holy shit. And I know a lot of you have done that too. You had milk your entire life. Mike, right? Stuttle, calling you out. Weren't you one of the people with milk? You had milk your entire life and then you did the elimination. You had it again. You fucks your world up. I know a lot of you probably have that, but Mike, I think you in particular had that. I remember you saying in the comments, I think that was you. All the jabronis at my gym fucking spill that shit all over the floor of the locker room. I know it. Any thoughts, Cindy? Instagram is going to cut off in about a minute. I may or may not restart it. Just a heads up. It only allows for an hour straight. So I'll probably just restart it before we close off here. Any thoughts on taking spirulina, chlorella, colloidal gold? Cindy, what the fuck is that? Spirulina, chlorella, colloidal gold. I don't know. I mean, I know spirulina and chlorella, aren't those both complete proteins? I don't have any thoughts on it. I don't know what the colloidal gold is. Is that like a certain product? It might not be bad. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's something to take. I mean, eating food, all those green powders and stuff. How much does the body need? How much? I don't know. I don't have any thoughts on it. You know, I would be hard pressed to say that it's bad for you. You know, that's another thing. You know, how just because something, hold on, I'll restart Instagram and then I'll continue. I'll answer the question. Hold on a second. Because I do want to make a point. Okay, so I started Instagram again. All right, so when it comes to, is something going to be bad for you, good for you, something that's going to be bad, good, or negligible. So, you know, there's nothing to say that, okay, if you take that spirulina and chlorella, that's going to like fuck you up, unless you take it and it fucks you up, if it's some other like stabilizer in it. However, you might take it and feel great, or you might not feel a difference. So that's another thing that really needs to be discussed. If you take a supplement, is it going to be bad for you? Or is it just going to be you taking something, you're spending your money and for negligible results? For most of these supplements, you're either going to be fucking yourself up or not seeing any valuable results because most people need to eat better, train harder, sleep better, reduce their stress, hydrate better, and have some more fucking patience and take some of these quick fix powders based on marketing and fucking fluff. That's just a straight truth. So instead of saying, oh, well, eating healthy is so expensive, stop spending $100, $200 a month on fucking powders and buy some real food. Let's see, Mike. Yeah, you're in medication for it. Milk and ice cream makes me sick for 15 years. Yeah, see, like, holy shit. You realize That's what was fucking me up. Vince, peanut butter all my life, dropped it, and now it fucks me up. Interesting. So that's the thing. I'm not always just demonizing supplements, but when I come out with content, everyone, when I'm posting shit on Instagram and Facebook and I'm like, fuck you and your supplements, you piece of shit, I'm trying to shake things up. I'm trying to break through the noise and the monotony of all the bullshit and all the, hey, take my stuff, and hey guys, I got a new booty workout. Watch me use these bands and do kickbacks like a fucking pansy. Yeah, that's going to build your glutes. Fucking jabronis. So instead of all that, I come at it hard from an angle because, look, it doesn't mean like you take a supplement that's going to fuck you up, but how much is going to help you? Most people are just trying to depend on these things. They're putting that at the base of their pyramid where that may be at the fucking tippy top. They don't have everything in order and they're just taking stuff from the beginning. Hey, I want to build muscle. What protein should I take? No, that's not the right question. That's the complete wrong approach. Mike Stuttle. So I was on Reglan for 15 years for stomach bloating, drank a ton of milk, quit drinking milk, quit taking the pills, no more bloating. Life is so much better since I found you. I truly believe God brought you into my life. The God of gains, Mike, my brother. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you found my content. I'm glad we found each other in the magical world of making sick fucking gains. Yeah, man, that's huge. That's huge to be that uncomfortable and to be that unhealthy. And just to start taking control. This is why these nutrition podcasts are so important, because it's about you taking control of your health. You know, it's giving you control back. It's teaching you, oh, I can make these choices. I have control. I can make these decisions. I can make better decisions. Yeah. Good shit, fam. All right. So make sure if you didn't check out yesterday's episode, it was awesome. More stuff. I got to get back to work. I got to do some more stuff and get some content pumping out for my Swolenormous X fam. Remember, if you want to get in on the private fam, there's no time to waste. No time like the present. Check out all the details. You can get links to the podcast and find out more about Swolenormous X, the private training community, at swolenormousx.com, obvi. And make sure you're following me, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that good shit. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for episode 924 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. Brandon, I love you too. I love you too, dude. Thank you so much for joining me for 923. See you tomorrow for episode 924. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.